Alrighty, alrighty. How are you doing today, Veronica?
Hi, I'm doing good. Oh, yeah, just hanging out.
Awesome, awesome. All
How
right,
about you?
I'm great. I'm great. First off, I just want to start with saying thank you so much for taking the time to come talk with me. My name is Benjamin Welch, and I'm here with HHB Media. And essentially, we're just going to have a nice little chat about your film, kind of the thought process and how things were going into that. And then we'll give you a space to talk about any other opportunities or projects you may be working on.
Ooh,
Um,
that's good.
so first off, tell us what the name of your film is and kind of what ideas or themes were in play during the creation of this.
So my film that I wrote and directed is called Confessions. It's basically about like a woman serial killer who's just been she's like in jail right now, and she's kind of going through her memories of like her past murders leading up until that moment. And I guess my inspiration for it, like I think we all know kind of like the femme fatale archetype that's like very present in Hollywood and all of that. It's a very old archetype, kind of
Hmm.
a little bit overused, but it was also I saw it as kind of like an opportunity. This is like my first time ever making like a film. So I was like, this could be like a way to be able to just understand film, especially like the fundamentals of like storytelling because I had never actually done it before. So I was just like,
Oh.
let's try it out. It all kind of started off as a joke, really, and I was just like, let's do it. It's got legs. Let's go.
No, no. Hey, it's good. It's good that you took that like opportunity though and you kept running with it. Here you are.
No, yeah, no, it's been a really, really like awesome experience. Everyone who helped out, they all brought their A game. So it was
Mhm.
incredible just to see the result, and I'm so, so lucky about it.
Right. As far as I'll say the story goes, um were there any like personal interests with different themes or different ways that you wrote the characters?
Yeah, I think like personal interest, I included, well, I think if you guys have seen it, there is, the theme of sex. It's one of like the first memories, and it's a very big one also with like combined with violence. But I kind of wanted to do that just to kind of take on a challenge, being like
Hmm.
a director, being like this first time. I wanted to take on, I guess, working with specifically an intimacy coordinator. I feel like it's like a hot button topic right now. And I was like,
Yeah.
this experience, like everyone's kind of putting in their 2 cents of like where they belong and where they don't belong. And I just kind of wanted to have that experience for myself so I can decide that. Like if I want to
Hmm.
bring them on, if they work. And honestly, it was a really great experience. We had 3 intimacy coordinators and everyone felt safe.
Awesome.
They better.
Awesome.
3.
Three. Yeah, no, no, it's good. You gotta have somebody to back up the other backup, you know?
Exactly. Like, because we had a lot of also, if you saw it, we had a lot of like domestic violence. So we had like a director
Hmm.
for that. So it was just the mentality of if we have a fight director, we should also have an intimacy director. I would argue there's more sex in it than violence.
Yeah. As the writer for Confessions, talk to me what prompted the back and forth with the conversation of the interview and then showing the visuals of the background. Because, there's a bunch of different ways to play those flashbacks, of course, but what inspired you to write it in that way, to involve the flashbacks within the interview?
I think I think probably one of like my biggest inspirations is, and it's very well known, but Basic Instinct. Like
Hmm.
just like the intimacy of it, the seduction and kind of just like that relationship that happened between the detective and like the prisoner. I wanted it to sound like they knew each other already, like they've kind of been through it. He's coming back in for extra information. It's like it's
Hmm.
friendly, but it almost is a little bit seductive. So I wanted it to be like a lot of heavy shadows and like the interrogation scene. So it kind of had like an illuminating aspect of like she's trapped, but we're learning more about her. It starts off very like murky. There's a lot of shots where she's smoking, and as we go back
Hmm.
to the detective, there's a smoke in his face as he's talking to her, and I felt like that was a good like some like symbolic way to show like him kind of going through the smoke of what could be actual truth and what could be possibly a lie. Um,
Yeah.
and I just thought that was really interesting, and being able to kind of contrast that with I think, a lot of movement. That's what I
Hmm.
told my cinematographer for a lot of the flashbacks is like I want color and I want movement because in the interrogation scene it's very still and it's a lot of shadows. So like especially for the party scene, I wanted a lot of like throwing into it. People are dancing and there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and then it goes into like stillness and darkness.
Hmm.
And a lot of L cuts and J cuts, just like in terms of like sound. I wanted it to lead with sound. The film, it starts with sound, and I think that like I've had a teacher say that like don't ever lead with just sound, like go to straight to picture. And I was like, no, don't tell me what to do. No.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love to see the I guess the like you said the instincts because I definitely think as an actor there's a lot of times when I have to think on instinct, and where sometimes you want to rehearse things, sometimes you feel like things are better just off the cuff. But it's an amazing film, so you're doing something right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Course, of course. You talked that this was your first is this your first film or like first professional film or
This is, yeah, like my first professional film that I wouldn't say is like a project.
amazing, amazing. Well, I'm sorry. I have just one more question for you, but if you don't mind explaining to everyone where they could see this film if possible, where they could reach out to you and to the media team, and also talk about any upcoming projects or any upcoming opportunities that you might be working or involved in.
Oh yeah, of course. So if you guys want to see it, it is available on YouTube. If you look up Confessions, it's a neo-noir short film by Veronica Valenti. That would be awesome. Come check it out. Other than that, if you'd like to find me on Instagram, I am Veronica L. Valenti. And I did work with, which I actually thought was super funny. I think you talked with him a little bit earlier. Uh, Tori Gervais was the one who produced this film. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll
no,
throw him Tag Movie Productions, as
nice,
well as
nice.
my production company as well, Dom and Heron Productions. We're just trying to focus a little more on like working with women and being able to do like tell more women's stories, no matter like what type, and just hearing about it, trying to get as more diverse as possible. Um, in terms of like Instagram handles. Oh, also, as we've been doing like Confessions, as it's been doing its festival run, included with you guys, we've also
Hmm.
sure to do it's like our little Confessions promise where we've been promising for every like the film festival submission fee, we would then match that fee and then donate it to a domestic violence shelter. So the domestic
Wow.
violence shelter that we've been working with, we've actually been doing two just to cover Southern California, just because of that's where we're like based.
Hmm.
We have the OC, Laura's House OC on Instagram, as well as the East LA Women's Center. And I think their Instagram is a little funky. Let me see if I can. I think it's ELAWC Youth at Instagram. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to go check this out, as well as just donations, any little bit counts. I think we've raised a total of around 750 so far, $750 for both of them. So we're really excited about that. We're
Awesome.
only like 3 months in right now, so we'll see how,
Awesome.
after a year. I'm really excited. So thank you so much for letting me talk about it. It was a really, really great experience overall. So I want to like, now that we've got this momentum, I want to
Of
keep it
course.
going. In terms of future projects, I think I am actually going to be shooting something. And I think next month, actually, in April, it's called Susan's Serenity Spa. It's a little comedy sketch. And honestly, if I can sum it up, it's probably like the substance if it was like a comedy sketch. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm really
Interesting.
excited to try it
Interesting.
out.
Of course. Awesome. Well, I will first love to hear the like actual social impact that you guys are trying to do. First off, that's amazing. Especially, giving the donations is helpful anyway, but especially finding a donation that's also targeting what your production company is trying to do. Like that's amazing. I wish the best with you for that. Um, and on top of that, thank you for being here. You're the one you did all that work and here you are. I appreciate you sending in everything to TRILLVISION and we're so honored and happy to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's why I was like, you guys also donated too by it being in TRILLVISION. You donated, I think, what was the film? Like $25? You donated.
Hey,
Thank you so much. That's where I was like, for every like little bit that we're like spreading out the film, we're able to kind of like, in my way, it's like putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to be talking about a
hmm.
heavy topics. Let's send it.
And what was the name of your production company again?
The name of my production company is Dom and Heron Production Company. Yeah, it's our Instagram is actually at Dom and Heron Productions, DAMENHERREN. It's kind of long.
Awesome, awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for letting me talk about Confessions. It's been really awesome so much.
Oh, of course. Thank you for talking about it.